Can you tell me where?
There's a corner up in
You
the
didn't
north
catch
middle
anything
lane.
in that corner.
I caught both of them there.
In Byron's
I
corner.
caught 2 there, yes.
Big
Swear
ones?
to God. Yeah.
Came out of Byron's corner. There's people alive here. What are you giving it away?
Two out of
Okay.
2. Wait,
Is the
We're
microphone on,
live.
Cam?
Is it pushed to all channels?
So
Did you catch a million?
that's my buddy Cheddar.
Is that really back in the back of
You
it?
tell me where that is. You tell me where that is. Yeah, see where the mountain is.
Okay, guys, this is Dan O'Sullivan here. We are at the Reese Fishing. I can tell. Can you tell I've got like somewhat grown adults here?
No control. No control over this. Okay, where am I? Where am I? Where am I?
Where are you? Hold on, let me look. You got the last one.
Where am I?
So you're joining the Reese Fishing Big Bass Battle live stream here on Skeet Reese Fishing, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Hey.
And so here's what I'm going to do real quick, and you can also look at this on Byron Velvik's personal TikTok channel.
Yes.
But we want you to stay right here for now. We'll let Byron's fans.
I want to on TikTok when it ends. I want everybody to come to this.
That's great.
So
Perfect.
even though Skeet doesn't allow me to do the rest of it, and I'm certainly not going to have Jimmy on my TikTok. So there we go.
You're so hip now with TikTok.
Guys, this is.
Look who's behind the camera. That's the hip one. My daughter's here, everybody.
Camera's hanging out with us.
Camera's hanging out with us, Dan.
I actually can communicate with my teenage daughters better than these two.
Yeah, your point.
I can't communicate with my teenage daughter who's filming right now.
All right, guys, this is Dan O'Sullivan, 30 years.
We're going to sit here quietly. You do your deal.
Dan O'Sullivan here. I'm going to turn this over to Kent Brown. He is the West Coast White River Marine rep. He is also the host of Ultimate Bass Radio in Sacramento on KHTK 1140. And this, of course, is Byron Velvik. To us, he's just known as Byron, the Bachelor.
Oh, don't bring up the Bachelor.
We're going to bring up the Bachelor because we have to. But first and foremost,
he wanted to get more viewers because he's bringing up the Bachelor.
That's me bringing that up. He doesn't know I was doing that.
It's all scripted.
But first and foremost, Byron's a longtime professional angler. He had 2 big wins here. He held the record for 3-day weight, winning a Bassmaster Open in 2000.
2000.
In
God, you know it.
In Byron's corner, and then in 2010 he won a Bassmaster Elite Series here in Byron's corner again, which is the northwest corner of the lake up at Lakeport.
There's Skeet Reese, everybody.
Skeet came in here. He's now in here, but we're going to turn this over. I am going to turn this over to the professional interviewer to interview the professional angler. Kent Brown, please take this over and you can have some fun.
We're going to have some fun. Should we, we're going to give this to Byron. That's going to be yours. Oh man, we put the band back together. Thanks, Danny. Always great to have Dan O'Sullivan at home. You know,
we're at Clear Lake. I can't stop looking out there.
Clear Lake.
I'm looking out the window.
We're at
Camera pan to Clear Lake.
Yeah, we are at Canocti Harbor Resort, and they kind of put it all back together. Yes. Really, their first big event they're going to be doing here is the Skeet Reese Big Bass Battle, and
this is going to be an every year thing, I hear. Maybe.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. There's I'm sure Skeet will talk about how many people he has signed up, but every day I've been getting a text from him, and it was like, we have 200, we have 250, we have 3. We have 375. We have 4. Oh my God! I don't know what I'm going to do with all these people. But
you thought, and you thought it was he blew your expectations away.
I know, yeah, it blew all of our expectations away. But
over 400 people in this thing.
Such a big event, and never. We don't really have those in California. You know what I mean? We don't really ever have a big bass Texas style big bass contest.
Yep.
Out here, and you know the winner's going to leave with a $90,000. Mercury powered Ranger 519. Yeah, dude, it's got power poles, got Lowrances, it's got a power pole move trolling motor on it. It's it's loaded, it's yellow.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be yellow.
It's gotta be yellow.
It's gotta be yellow.
Charcoal and yellow. It is gorgeous. Super, super cool boat. But it's so good to have you here, man.
Thanks,
you and Camber made
Camber game, and we're doing live TikTok.
Yeah, we're doing live TikTok.
You guys said do a live show.
Yeah,
let's do a double live show.
We'll do a double live show. It's just cool to have you home, man. Out here. This is a special place. I mean, I don't want to ick Camber out, but this is where
party foul.
This is where, no, this is our boat dealer that just rigged the boat. So we got to answer that call
as soon as we're done here.
So man, it's I don't want to ick Camber out, but this is where Byron's ashes are going in the corner.
It's true.
It's true.
Where
he's going. Is that
She
did he
wants-
show
She
you?
goes to the corner tomorrow.
She goes to the corner tomorrow.
We're going there tomorrow.
And yeah, so
Honest to God, Dano, trust me, if I go before you, you will be in the corner with tears in your eyes, and you'll remember you laughed today.
yeah, we're all going to we're all
I really want my ashes spread over there.
It's appropriate.
Do I want to be? Do I want to be in a
it is
hole in the
appropriate.
ground in Texas? No, or anywhere else. I don't want to be in a hole in the ground anywhere. I want my ashes spread and all the little.
And Skeet and I will never catch another bass in the corner once Byron's ashes are in it.
You know what's
what I mean?
funny? You
It'll
said
be
that.
done. We'll never catch
That's
one.
true.
Again.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah,
I know a
it'll be done.
personal story of how that happened to Steve Oliver. He spread his son's ashes on his favorite spot in the ocean. He said, Byron, ever since that, I've never caught a fish.
Never caught a bass there.
Of that spot.
Yeah,
Out in the ocean. His,
In
his
the
best
ocean,
ocean
yeah.
spot where he knew he'd always go fishing. He said, after I put my son's ashes out there, it's like my son said, you can't fish here
Can't
anymore.
fish here anymore. No more fish.
So I'm gonna
No more fish.
nuke Byron's corner, is what you're saying.
You're nuking
I'm
it.
gonna put
It's
my
going
ashes out there,
straight down.
and none of you will ever catch a bass there again.
Straight down. And I think we're throwing a swim bait box in there with you. You know what I mean? We're just saying here.
Better than Andre Moore, who's put batteries in the Delta.
Yeah, here.
One bastard. It's always
Just
good.
one little bastard.
Look at that.
Dude, yeah, there it is.
Look at that.
Look at the
I
look at
brought it,
the archive,
you know?
man. Look at that is
That is the original one that I caught 83.5 pounds on right there. That's not the one, because these are a lot prettier. Back when I won it, they were just one color.
one color.
Remember, they weren't all pretty looking like that.
But that's got
iridescent?
teeth marks on it.
And I caught a lot of fish on it.
Yeah.
It's been fixed back up. It's been burned up. But yeah, I can't throw that now. There's an algae bloom out there, so this is irrelevant today.
It is very irrelevant. It's irrelevant anyway, Byron, actually.
It is. It's a flat top, old school.
You know,
These are the ones that still run like the halibut. They run this way, Dano. When you reel them in, they flounder.
Yeah.
So it swims this way, and they still eat it.
And truthfully, for this lake now, it's not big enough.
That's true, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, you know,
This is small now.
the
When
be-
Steve Price and everybody, when I won, they said I was throwing a tennis shoe out there. It
Yeah.
looked like a tennis shoe.
yeah, throwing a
And
Nike.
this was so big it blew people's minds, and now it's
Now
an afterthought.
grub.
It's a grub.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
grub.
exactly right.
Right. That's a good way to put it.
Man, what you know, obviously this place has been a big part of your career.
Yeah.
It's been a
yeah.
huge part of
No, I'm not going to tell you what that is. Hey, there's Jimmy wanting to steal another spotter bait. What?
That's the one that hit my trolling mark.
Hey, you know,
Yeah.
Jimmy's up after you, so be careful because
Jimmy Jimmy follows me around.
Jimmy
with
Reese
his
is
license.
Jimmy Reese is coming up after you.
Oh, he's after me again. That's what he's always following.
always
He's following me in this live stream, and he follows me around the lake.
Let's see how that
The
works.
Ukiah Flash.
I gotta be nice to Jimmy. We gotta be nice to Jimmy.
I am being nice to
It's
Jimmy.
good to have it's we emptied Texas out of everybody we knew to get them back here with us.
Yes, you
And
did.
yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
we flew in. Badara and I, Camera and I flew in. What are you laughing about, Camera? How many? Do we have 12 people watching yet?
She's like,
We flew into Sacramento
Yeah.
yesterday to fly out here, get a
Yeah.
car, rent a car, and come up.
that is a really cute girl with an expression on her face like those two are morons. You know,
She's bored.
that's exactly
I
what we're
flew in
getting.
Tuesday night and got woken up by an earthquake alert.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was an
Did you see
earthquake,
the
Byron.
video on
I was on the water.
No.
I was on the water. We got to
Yesterday,
figure out
right?
how to do it. Yeah, I was up in Rodman yesterday and fishing with my buddy,
Wait,
and I
you went into Rodman Slough?
I-
Imagine that.
yeah, I did. And
Yeah, I thought he was the
yeah,
Keys. I thought he lived in the Keys.
That too. You know, when you were throwing the swim bait, dude, I always had a flip stick in my hand. Remember?
Yeah,
You know, I was always
did.
like,
Pete
I'm
Thomas told him go into Rodman
I'm gonna go catch a flip stick. D, I need help from D now, but so anyway,
He's so
well,
sidetracked.
yeah, he's so
You see-
sidetracked.
You see, Ken around, squirrel.
Squirrel. So we're fishing up in Rodney yesterday morning, just going down the bank. I'm right at the Y up there, you know where the island is, and so we're right at the Y. My buddy's running the troll motor. I'm sitting down, I was actually answering an email, and sitting in the driver's seat of the boat, and it felt like he bumped something with the boat, right? So I literally just reached down and hit the trim. I thought the motor was dragging, and then he said, "What the hell is that?" And every willow bush on that island, Byron, was going back and forth like the wind was blowing 60.
No way.
Right, just whoa, and then
Where was the epicenter?
Willits, 20 miles north of here. you
No
know.
way. That
Yeah,
was the epicenter.
very close.
So
5.96. You know.
Wow.
So after it went down the slough, the whole slough released all the gases off the bottom of the slough.
He said it was
It just whoosh. It was dude.
You-
It was
he
crazy.
dirtied his pants
It
because
was-
he got scared.
Yeah, it was.
Are you don't? If you, oh, you're not. Gonna
It
show
was
me a
really
video, 'cause
crazy.
The viewers can't see.
Yeah,
it.
but there's a video out there. You guys have probably seen it.
Have
One
you
of
guys seen it?
one of
Anybody live
the
streaming
one of the
seen it?
guides that fish up here had a GoPro running while he was fishing yesterday,
Yeah.
and you hear his alarm go off. You know the
Yeah.
warning alarm go off, and and then all of a sudden he's up in one of Skeet's old favorite places, Aurora Club, and Byron, all at once, he's got about 6 or 7 pilings in the shot. All at once, every piling is just
Oh my God.
rattling.
Really?
Rattling.
His little dog starts barking.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all on GoPro? They have that?
Yeah, he has a
Wow.
GoPro. It was just
That was
really wild. Yesterday morning. Yeah. So, Skeet wants it to be a really fair competition. So after getting everybody to town, he shook the lake up. And
I got a question for you, because I know this happened at Lake Mead. There was an earthquake and the fishing was horrible after that. Like absolutely horrible.
It wasn't great for me yesterday after that. I left Rodman after the entire bottom of the
I don't know if you
slough
guys have
popped
heard
up.
that, but at Lake Mead, we were all practicing for US Open. There was this massive earthquake. The video? Yeah. Camera, is it working? Oh, there she goes.
Look at that. She's
Okay, now you go sit down.
So talented.
Is it working still? Is it? Yeah, I want to see it real quick.
You got to see this. We got to figure out how we could like put a link or something to that. We just lost Byron. Yeah, I'm glad it's a short video. Squirrel.
Okay, here, I gotta look at it after.
Squirrel.
So,
Byron squirrel.
Let's do this. Let's do this real quick.
Do you need those to read?
I need these. I can't use a prescription. I can't see anything. You guys are just two blobs right now.
That's all right.
I'm an old man.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are, Daddy. Thanks, Byron.
Where you going, Cam?
Yeah.
Camera,
So that's it. Byron, we're live.
Oh,
we're live. We're live, Byron. We're live.
Are we still live?
So let's do this. Kent,
You're still live?
find out how he was gonna how he wants to fish this tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Give some tips to the guys to beat you, so you can't catch the 90.
This place
You want me to say how I was going to fish, so that way I would say I watched the live stream with Byron, and I decided to do what he said. And this will be another Skeet Reese Gunnersville thing here. I'm going to get second place, and someone's going to get the $90,000.
Give it away. Give some juice. Give a little juice.
Well,
give some juice with pulp.
Well, shameless plug first for 1-800 Bass Boat, because Stan Vandenberg is sponsoring this tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, whoever wins the boat out there, they want to sit there and make sure that you go to 1-800 Bass Boat and get the insurance from Stan, because to hold it home. So whoever wins this boat, anybody else out there that needs boat insurance, Stan's like, dude, you got to put in a shameless plug, because we're sponsoring the event. Yeah. They do my boat. They do Skeet's boat. Do they do your boat?
Yes. They do my boat.
Do they do your boat?
Nope.
I'm sorry. Okay. We were going to have a family affair.
Alabama.
Oh, Alabama.
Yeah.
They don't do boat insurance in Alabama.
Yeah. 1-800 Bass Boat. Like, they've done all our boats forever.
1-800 Bass Boat. Stan's like, do me a favor when you're live streaming and mention it at least, because they want to insure that winning boat. Am I going to win that boat? I think my daughter's going to win the boat, because she's going to be dragging a little bait out behind the boat. And I think it's going to be one on a finesse rod.
So is it spinner rod, you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I do. I think so. I know that's crazy. The water's high and everything else, but I think spinning rods are so, and I don't know if it's going to be a live scoper or not, because, well, I don't know. Live scoping can be done in any color of water. So not too sure about the whole live scoping thing.
It'll be interesting with the algae blend.
We should put a disclaimer up that says both of these guys were born in the 60s and don't know crap about live scope.
There's a lake in Texas called JB Thomas. They live scope, and the water's the color of this table.
Yeah.
And it is so dirty that Gary Klein said it literally looks like a really dark mocha coffee every day, all day long, every day, all the time. And they live scope that, and there's giants in there, and they catch them in water that you can't see your bait until it literally comes out of the water. You cannot see it once it touches the water. And yet they live scope the living crap out of them there.
That's different than pollen or this with the algae. We'll see what that does.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lake's got some pretty good algae blooms.
And it's high. So the lake is high, and we're going to have
some wind maybe. We're going to maybe have some wind.
That's going to make it tough for live scopers.
Yeah.
It's not easy for the scope dope. There's dopascope, scope dope with the live scoping. Dopascope. I think Danny Brower calls it the dope scope.
The dope scope.
Because everybody's addicted to it.
Yeah. It is crazy.
So yeah.
But
cheater box is what somebody else calls it that we don't like very much.
No.
Cheater box.
Yeah, we're not going there.
I think that the swim bait will not be much of a player. I brought a bunch of them, and that's why I'm showing it off here, because I have not been able to throw it very much.
So that'll be for sale at Byron's Bunker on Monday morning.
Byron's Bunker's blowing up, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys notice? Have you bought anything on that eBay site yet?
I don't need tackle anymore. I don't get to fish.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, you know what? So I was digging around for this tournament
for some old tackle
to come here.
Yeah,
and I found one of Ish's fat popping
frogs.
The
$150
frogs.
Oh, nice.
It's last one I sold for $150 on eBay. Wow. They're going for $300 for a couple of them now.
Hey,
you know
we gave you
anglers I've had come to me and go, can you get these?
The popping frog?
The fatty.
I have one on eBay right now in Byron's Bunker. Shameless plug again. But I found it, Dano. I found it 2 days ago, and it was in my frog box.
You know, we gave you the opportunity by throwing Byron's Bunker out there.
Yeah.
we want to turn it into an infomercial.
Okay.
Okay. Can we stop?
I just wanted to get excited because I saw I'm
Byron's
like
Bunker. Just check Byron's Bunker, guys.
on eBay. What
Yeah, on eBay. On eBay.
Well,
Hey,
it's
so
funny
let's talk about the changes of Clear Lake, man. I mean, it is different from what we grew up with, and some of the best areas because of the drought. Now we have to deal with willow bushes.
Yeah.
And it kind of, you know, everybody goes, well, that should be better. The bass will be in the willows, but it really kind of destroyed some areas.
My corner included.
Your favorite spot.
I mean, the spot that I set the record and won in 2010, it's shot. It's shot because of the willows. I mean, I won't say it's shot. It's just infested with the willows now. The drought overfilled it with stuff, and the water's high right now too. The lake's fishing kind of unusual because the water's
A little
pretty
high,
right?
Yeah, pretty high. We had
Is
we
this
had
high?
some
Is
water.
this normal high for this
It's
time of
pretty
year?
normal. The thing about Clear Lake, you know, for our listeners, Clear Lake's the oldest lake in North America,
Right.
And it's completely natural lake,
Right.
but they do have a dam on it. You know, down Cache Creek. You've been down there.
Once. Never go again.
They have it. They have a dam, and that when they put that dam in, it raised the lake about 7.5 feet.
Okay.
So, you know, that Rumsey scale about 7.5 feet. And they did that for irrigation. And they do pull some water out of this lake this time of year for the pear orchards, for grapes, you know, for a lot of the different, you know, orchards and stuff that are around here, nuts down in the valley, all that fun stuff. But so the lake is very shallow. You know, it's a natural lake. And,
Yeah.
you know, we overlooked anything that was deeper than probably 15 feet in the old days. But there's a lot of anglers that are catching fish out here now in that 20 to 30 foot range.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
kind of opened up
And this
that
is the
whole.
time of year to do that.
Absolutely. The
This is what Skeet
post
said.
spawn.
It could be anywhere. It could
Yeah.
literally be up in a bush. It could be in a mat. It could be a frogfish. It could be way out at the end of a rock pile. With this algae bloom, I mean, is this normal? Because this is
Yeah.
about as heavy an algae bloom as I've seen.
It
And
is.
Since we
has
got
the vineyards?
the vineyards,
Yeah.
That's what I heard was the vineyards and all
that's what we believe. Anyway.
That's what I had heard too.
Right.
Is the fertilizer and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Washing in.
And you know, the what washes into Clear Lake is really the only thing that washes into Clear Lake, a couple of creeks, as we know, Rodman,
Yep.
Adobe Creek, Kelsey Creek. You know, there's a few of those creeks that run into the lake,
Right.
but there's not a lot. You know, there's no big river that runs in. They're just kind of sloughs, and so it doesn't have a great deal of influx. It gets rain,
Mhm.
and but it's everything that's facing the lake. You
Yeah.
know, if it rains on the other side of the mountain, it's not running in this lake.
Right.
And
right.
so, you know, we have a lot of vineyards, we have a lot of orchards, and it just it pulls everything into the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna start having Jim walk up this way.
Oh.
So, are we almost done with
We're
Byron?
almost done with Byron.
That's
so
it?
Let's have Byron. We're 20 minutes apiece. So
All right. Well,
Do we have anybody here?
what would I do? Jim's next.
No. Do we have anybody watching?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Do we have anybody asking questions?
No.
Nobody asks questions.
We need some
Cameron, anybody
questions.
ask questions? I want to answer any questions before we do it.
And Nathan's going to be up here. Nathan
All
Phillips
right,
going to be
so
up here a
what I
little
would
bit.
do if I was fishing it, well, I am fishing it, is I'm going to be throwing a Carolina rig, crankbait, and spinning rod. Lots of spinning rodding.
Lots of spinning
And
rodding
maybe a frog somewhere.
somewhere.
Might have to try that.
You suck at frog fishing.
This time, I want you to be very careful with how you hook up your boat.
How I hook it up?
Mhm.
What do you mean?
The last time you fished here,
What happened?
one of the previous times you fished here, you tried to hook up your boat and it missed, and you ended up getting burned on your tailpipe. On your
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot all about getting
Danny, we
punched.
only have 20 minutes, but if we had
Yeah, I forgot
if
about
we had
that.
another 2 hours, we could do 2 hours of Byron Velvick mishap stories.
what about filling up a gas tank?
We
Then
don't
I
even have
hold
time
on
for
it,
that one.
And the bilge pump was blowing the gas out because the gas tank leaked. And the fire department came. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
We're done.
It wasn't my boat.
I was just the
It wasn't
wasn't
my
for the
boat.
god here, the living
It
legend,
wasn't my
Jimmy
boat.
Reese, the man of that myth, the hour over here behind me.
You have to go.
Is this my introduction?
No, we're gonna
I'm
let
just the
Danny do an
fluffer.
official one.
I was just the warm-up fluffer for Jimmy.
You're Jimmy's opening act. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah,
Thanks for
Yeah.
being here, man.
it's not the first time Jimmy's followed me around Clear Lake.
Oh, oh, oh.
First time Jimmy's followed me somewhere.
Hi, Jimmy.
Get in the hot seat.
Well, now I got one of those Apple things I just put on your boat. So it's pretty good.
An Apple tag.
The air tags. The air tags.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want this guy. Hey, everybody, we're shutting it off before Jimmy Reese.
Man,
Folks, that was Byron Velvick, one of our dear friends, longtime friends.
I don't know why Skeet thought that this would have any sense of control.
shouldn't.
No.
I'll just tell you this. Skeet asked me to oversee this, so I knew I knew what I was getting into. It's all right.
Yeah. Look, it's Skeet's truck
Look at
washer.
this guy.
Skeet sold the big truck. Skeet sold the big truck when he retired, and Dale's out of work. Dale's out of work.
So I will tell you this, guys. We're being joined now by Jimmy Reese, Skeet's older brother. He is a twin to John. And while Jimmy's
now
one,
I'm not Skeet's brother. Now I'm John's brother.
You're John's
well,
brother
you're,
too.
Okay,
yeah, I said that. You're
Do I
Skeet's
get a
brother.
mic? I don't get a mic.
Yeah,
You'll
you're
get it in one
getting to it.
second. And in my mind, absolutely knowing that this man is a Clear Lake legend who's won everything that's ever come here. He's won all over Northern California. He's an amazing fisherman. But in my mind, he's actually one of the owners of the ugliest Ranger I think I've ever seen in my life.
Was that the purple
Barney.
and yellow one?
Yeah,
the
that
Barney
was-
boat.
Yeah, that was a Barney
But
boat.
you know, he shortly followed that up with we thought he'd signed a contract with the Wiener Schnitzel because he had a white Ranger with yellow and red stripes.
I know.
Looked like ketchup and mustard going down the top of it.
It did.
And I swore he got a corporate deal with the Wiener Schnitzel, and then he claimed that he actually ordered it that color.
Yeah, well, hey, I'll take a Wiener Schnitzel chili dog anytime.
He was a
Jimmy Reese
he was
is
a-
going to join. Kent's going to take us through. Jimmy Reese is going to tell us what's going on at Clear Lake.
He was
I need a mic.
he was a 4-time winner on the Ultimate Bass Radio Ugliest Boat on Tour
I
at the
did
end of the
good.
year. You were 4-time winner on that.
You know, it's so funny. I just I don't. It's weird because you get on the computer and you got the Ranger app, and you're just you're going through everything, and you're like, well, let's try that color. Well, let's try that color. Let's try that color. And all of a sudden,
We all do that, but you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to order it.
And it just all worked out.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
Exactly.
Am I good? I have a really good Mexican friend,
Yeah.
Victor,
Victor.
and he's the one that bought the red and yellow one.
Yes.
So and
purple and yellow.
I
Yeah,
have,
nobody. It's still in his
no,
yard.
you know,
He has roses planted in it now.
honestly, I talked to the guy like 2 weeks ago that has that boat. I'm trying to think who it was,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just ran into him or on Facebook or something, and he said, "Yeah, I got that purple yellow boat."
Well, you're
Anyway,
also in Texas, man. You're,
Yeah.
you've moved away from Winter Springs, and a lot of guys sad over that because the Reese Ranch is no longer here for them to crash at for Clear Lake tournaments
yeah,
and getting to hang out.
the
But
second Money House. You remember the first Money House?
Money House with John Broussard's
Broussard.
Money House, and,
Yeah.
Don't talk about the money.
and
Why not?
the Money House was spectacular. It was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know there were some weekends the Money House went well into six figures. You know,
for sure.
Yeah, lots of six-figure,
Oh, yeah.
weekends
I mean,
at the Money
well,
House.
It was you, Skeet, Byron,
Byron,
myself,
yeah,
Scott Green,
Scott Green, Greg Gutierrez.
Greg Gutierrez.
Greg was always with us
Broussard.
there.
mean,
John Broussard himself.
I
We
mean-
we miss our old buddy John. North Lake
Yes,
Ford
we
had
do.
all of us in trucks
Yeah.
for a while, but yeah, it's that a lot of history, man. It's
I will say one thing that was the weirdest thing about Broussard. I did an article for West Coast Bass News about him.
Yeah.
And he's a frog fishing article, and he always threw his frogs on 20-pound fire line. Which, like, why?
I don't know, and he was a good frog fisherman.
Well, I'll tell you what, he taught me some things about frog fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, he learned how to throw the frog in open
Yeah, he was
water.
good at it.
He would go out and that day he would figure out something nobody knew.
And
I mean,
the
stupid
craze.
stuff.
Remember the craze was the yellowhead strike king, not strike king,
That was Scott
snake proof. Scott's yellow-headed frog.
Yeah.
The snake proof frog with the yellowhead, black yellowhead, because of the blackbirds up here.
Correct.
And John Broussard, I never forget, used to carry a black pen with him, like a big black marker, and he used to call it his yellowhead repair kit because he'd just color the yellowhead black and throw a black frog.
Yeah.
But it was.
I got some good blackbird stories.
Yeah, great. And that's the thing about Clear Lake, man. We all have stories about all the weird stuff fish will eat
Oh,
in this lake. It's like, they want to talk about the shad minnows. They want to talk, but it's everything from, bluegill, crappie, hitch. For our listeners, they're going to hear about hitch. And they'll talk about hitch throughout the week as a bait fish in this lake. And nowhere else in the world are they going to go that hitch is going to play into that element.
So what is it? South Africa?
It-
It's the only other place.
Is that where it is? Yeah. I mean,
Somewhere around
they're
there?
native.
Yeah.
They're native actually here to the lake.
So when you walk or when you pull into, say, Kelsey Creek, and you literally can see 100 yards and it's all hitch.
All hitch.
And it's from here to the window, say 10 yards
Yeah.
wide, maybe more.
Yeah.
And you could literally walk on hitch.
They kind of look like
For 100
trout.
yards.
I mean, for our listeners, they kind of look like trout.
Yeah.
And then they
Oh,
swim
they're
down
2
and they
pounds.
turn.
Yeah.
They're two. So they're the creek. One of the Rodman Slough ends, and it's got that big pipe in the back, goes into the rice fields, right?
Yeah.
And in the rice fields, tributaries come in everywhere, and one goes past where we lived in Witter Springs, and the hitch would make it all the way up there, say 5 miles.
Yeah.
And they would spawn. There's 2 places they would spawn because they couldn't go past a certain point, the Robinson Dam. And you'd watch these 2 to 3 pound, literally
Big
3
hitch.
pound hitch. I mean, guts on them, just spawning down in 2 feet of water in the creek.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. We had a really kind of an interesting thing happening here in the Canocti Harbor Bar. You know, I mean, there's Byron Velvick, 3-day BASS record holder, 85? 83.5, right? And he just, I noticed, shook hands and introduced himself to Nathan Phillips. And you know, Byron's like, yeah, I had 15 for 83. And then Nathan followed up with, yeah, I had 15 for 103. Yeah, 103. Yeah.
You could tell
Yeah.
Byron's picking his brain right
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
he's working.
you caught over 100 on Clear Lake in 3 days. That's
He's
really,
working.
really
He's
special.
working 'em.
No, that one he finished second with over 100, and then turned around and won again. But yeah, he's going to be up here a little bit later and
I know.
talk
I'll be listening.
talk to the boys.
He's pretty good.
And Paul Bailey's going to be up, little Paul. So
Good.
so that's going to be fun.
You ever play golf with Paul?
I don't golf, Jimmy. Golf golf's for people who can't fish.
He's got a good swing, just so you know.
So let's talk about, you know, the changes Clear Lake's gone through, but let's talk about you coming back up here. Obviously, you're working. You're selling some Reese fishing rods here this week.
Correct.
We neither one of us get to go fish on the lake and play around and try to win that boat. But how would you approach it? And the lake's changed, obviously, since you had a zip code out here.
Yeah, and it has.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. I mean, I think the last time I fished here was when the hitch population where it just boomed, and there's schools of hitch throughout the whole lake.
Yeah.
And that's about when these young kids started coming along.
Right.
And it changed.
And that sonar
everything.
that looked forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that too. So, you know, I've learned 3 things today just talking to people, and I know that you can go fish your strengths in this tournament.
Yeah.
And where is that 10? We'll just call it a 10 pounder. Where's that 10 pounder can be? It's probably not going to be in 1 to 5 feet of water, but you could go punch it.
Could be.
You know, you might catch 22 pounders punching, but you know when you're punching, any pitch, you can catch a big one.
Could be the one.
But
So let's ask, what's your biggest out of Clear Lake?
I got a 1075, so 10-12.
10, 12.
I've caught 12 10 pounders, most of them on a frog, but
Here
I
at
have
Clear Lake.
not caught 11 pounder yet.
Right. That's pretty
I've
cool.
had somebody in the back of my boat catch a 13, and he's
Wow.
going to be here this week.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
How about you?
What 12-13, 1983.
That's good.
West Coast was the West Coast bass record fish for a long time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was pretty cool fish. Caught it on a red and black plug off the rocks
Henderson?
at the launch ramp at County Park.
Seriously?
Yep, between the island, little Tula Island out there.
Do you know
and
that?
that Rocky Point.
Do you know there's a deep bill on that crankbait?
Yeah, I didn't then. I had it all figured out, Jimmy. I had the original hooks on it, and it was 1983, buddy.
That's
You
awesome.
don't do the math because it'll tell you how many years ago that was. But I had it on a flipping stick, and yeah, I was 21, I think, something like that, and caught that fish on a red and black plug
Mhm.
that I didn't buy. I pulled it up off of Henderson Point the weekend before on a jig. Somebody had just broke it off,
my
and it was in
gosh.
perfect shape. So I tied it on and threw it the first morning of the tournament and caught that fish. I didn't win the tournament
Mhm.
because, as D. Thomas said, I spent too long showing it to everybody throughout the lake.
Well, that post crankbait.
Yeah.
Skeet and I were fishing over by Boatworks,
Yes.
and I had that brown, I think it was brown orange one.
Yep.
And I fired that along those poles over there, and I caught a 10 pounder with Skeet throwing that post,
Yeah.
same post crankbait.
Yeah. Do we have time for a Skeet story? from his brother? Give me a Skeet Reese story.
Oh,
Give me a
boy.
Skeet story. I want a good one, you know? Because there's so many eras that we can
I'm gonna
cover.
have to think about that one.
You know, we can cover a lot of eras, you know. He was
Yeah.
a nightclub dancer.
Oh,
He was a cowboy,
yeah. Well,
you know.
yeah. Well,
He was a cage
I got to
dancer.
be careful what I say because Kimmy's here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We got to be so careful on him, you know. But he would have told us when he was 16 years old that he was going to be in the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
He would have. That's all he ever wanted to do.
Yeah. So my twin brother John, he'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so we literally were walking the banks at Spring Lake in Santa Rosa, and we were picking up these little rocks, and Skeet's out there in his float tube, 16 years old,
Yeah,
and
you were throwing rocks at
and
him.
we were throwing the rocks at him, and he pulls out his magazine, Bassmasters magazine, and I'm gonna be fishing pro someday.
Yeah,
And I mean, it was like,
and that's where all
it
you
was-
guys started up here was float tubes,
yeah,
not belly boat, not U-boats, not
No.
kayaks, not
yeah, just
float tubes.
Yeah.
Waders.
inner tube with Rich Caro
Yeah.
and all
Benno
those guys.
Hume,
Benno
all those
Hume.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys started.
And it was
kinda
all
cool.
a tournament format. It was points, it was weights, 5 fish limit,
What was the club?
Belly boat.
Sonoma County Belly Boat Bass Club,
Yeah.
which is now sanctioned by Bassmasters.
Right.
So I mean, it's come a long way.
Yeah, it's so
Like
cool.
40 years.
It's so cool. What is the one thing that that's so special to Clear Lake to you? You know, the one thing that the really thing that gets at your heart about Clear Lake.
Oh boy. Well, this is my roots.
Yeah.
I mean,
How many
most of-
wins?
most
How
of
many
my
wins do you
success-
have here?
Professional wins, I think I have 9.
9.
9.
Pretty good.
No, let's take. Well, one of those is a BFL.
Those
Red
count.
Band. Okay,
Those count.
I'm gonna go with 9.
Yeah. You
Of
won a few
course,
boats here.
The Toyota's the one bass.
Yeah.
West Coast bass, Western bass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's somewhere around there, 8 or maybe 8.
8 or 9. Several boats that you won here,
Yeah,
and
Those all. I think
Angler
all-
of the Year titles and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
And you know,
Those
for
were the good old days.
for my radio show listeners, I always talk about when the bite gets tough at Clear Lake, you have to resort to the Jimmy Reese Panic Kit.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell everybody what the Jimmy Reese Panic Kit is?
Well, it is a margarita mutilator. It is the robo worm, maybe a 10, 12-inch leader on that little 1/4 ounce weight. But, you know, there's an old man.
Quarter or 3/16?
Most of the time I threw quarter.
Quarter.
Yeah, I
Quarter.
did. I threw quarter most of the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's an old man that's pretty good here. That guy, Tom Jolin.
Tom Jolin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he taught me some stuff that helped my panic kit.
Did it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He really did. He taught me a lot of stuff about the lake and
And 30
you know-
days later, he quit
know,
talking to you.
yeah.
Kinda like Byron with Skeet.
It's like that. I don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, but so yeah, there's Tom, you got to put Tommy in the top 5 on this lake
Tommy? Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyways, is he going to be here tonight?
I hope not.
Yeah. Okay. It's your buddy. Huh?
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean,
How about Wayne Brazil? Is he coming?
Wayne's coming and Wayne's fishing.
Yeah.
You know, Wayne
So-
Brazil's fishing.
Wayne was
Yeah.
the one that always he'd 6-pound line under the docks and hook
Yeah.
a big fish and then just open the bail and let it swim through the docks and then walk
Yeah.
his rod through the water.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's one thing about this lake. If you could be the first to do something, like Byron won that tournament throwing that big swim bait. Well, 2 weeks later, I have the sardine coming from Castaic Swim Bait. Didn't know what it was, didn't know how to throw it, but just threw it.
Yeah.
And, I won the one bass tournament 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And, so if you're the first one to do something new, Mr. Phillips here,
Yeah.
Nathan, I mean, he's
I mean,
you got the glide bait in the
Bassmaster Open, this lake put the Cinco on the map. We all had Cincos.
Yeah.
We all thought they were silly.
There is something to that, and Skeet will talk about this.
Yeah.
But Ben Matsubu, Jim Furr,
Yeah.
they're the ones that handed me 2 bags of 6-inch Cincos. And I looked at those things and I'm like, I was so mad.
There's no tail.
I
It
was-
doesn't
I
wiggle.
was
There's no
so mad.
claws.
Well,
There's nothing. This
here's
is
the deal.
stupid.
The deal is Remember that guy Russ Myers?
Russ Meyer.
How did he win his tournaments? Do you remember what he threw?
Well,
Dude, I remember his cigarette cast.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
For those,
Well, he was really one of the first guys punching on this lake
Well,
too. You know.
and he threw a weightless worm.
Yeah.
All the time.
he did.
Skeet and I learned to master that. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Cinco came along, still nobody knew that. And we threw that weightless worm. We caught those suspended fish or spawning fish. And then here comes the Cinco. And now it took them a few years. People start figuring it out. And now those guys are catching some of the same fish.
Everybody, yeah, has that figured out.
Yeah.
So give it to me, man. What do you think? How big a bass is it going to take to tow that, charcoal and yellow Ranger home?
Let's talk about June. I mean, all the experience of June.
I hate June up here.
It's tough. I remember June actually right over there.
Yeah.
I found 4 bedfish. The bed fishing was done. Nobody was bed fishing, but the water was clear enough I could see them. And I ended up, I don't know if I won the tournament, but I caught like a 7-pounder, but I was up there like top 3. And again, either you're the first one to find something or the last end of something that's already happened and everybody forgets and moves on. You find that, you can win this tournament.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I thought a 9 would be coming into this. I thought a 9, but I have a feeling there's going to be a 10.
A double digit.
1086.
So
1086.
You stop and think about it, though. I mean, we used to see a lot more double digits come out of this lake.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing a lot more 7s to 9s coming out of this.
Right.
I cover the one bass tournaments from home out in Alabama. I write them, and I can't remember the last time that I saw multiple 10s in a tournament.
Well, the later it gets, the smaller they get as far as the big fish. But now, I mean, it's, we got the forward facing. How many guys are going to be out in that 40 feet of water looking for that one fish?
The blob. Looking for a blob.
That we never fished for.
Well, remember in the summertime, all the times you used to be able to go out there and get on those rock piles and be out there in 40 feet of water and catch 100 fish. I mean, in the summertime.
Yeah, throwing a jig, throwing a worm. I mean, remember we used to fish a Texas rig worm on this lake unstructured?
Maybe. No, yeah. Yeah, you throw that under the docks. I was a jig guy. I threw a lot of jig. You know what I threw? Quarter ounce.
Quarter ounce
jig.
Yeah.
And you put that twin tail on the back of there.
Well, he's the one that taught me the 1 ton.
Yeah.
He's the one that showed me the 1
Well,
ton.
but now.
Now everybody does it.
A 1 ton.
Yeah.
That's how
1 ton is a 1 ounce jig.
Yeah.
You're throwing 1 ounce.
Football head with a Yamamoto double tail hula drive on there. You're the first one to
Yep.
show it.
Well, now you put a cowboy on there.
And
Big twin tail.
And Ted Miller in Phoenix, Arizona was the one that showed me. So he handed me those jigs. I was stopped in Arizona to do a seminar because we were all driving through to go down to Elephant Butte, New Mexico for the Red Man Regionals. And Ted Miller gave me the 1 ounce jigs and said, you need these down there. That was pretty, I've always loved that bait.
One of my best jig days on this lake was with a Buckeye Lures mop jig with a full-size pocket crawl and fishing deep.
Yeah.
Danny, I thought one of your best days on this lake was Striking Riders Conference when you sat behind me with a flip stick and took photos. That was a fun day.
Those that can't do.
That was a fun day. We whacked them.
No, I know we did.
We crushed them. That was a fun day. Skeet's put a heck of a party together. We're back in the bar at Canocti Harbor Resort, and it's like the old days, man. It's like we just took 25 years off our life, and we're back in Canocti Harbor, and we're back, looking out this beautiful window at beautiful Clear Lake, and it's pretty cool. He's put a hell of a party together this weekend.
I think tomorrow and Saturday night are going to be off the charts.
So fun. We're going to have dinner tomorrow night. Gone Fishing Marine in Dixon has sponsored our dinner and big dinner here on site for all the anglers. And then Saturday, we're going to be at the Mercantile up in Lakeport, and Bass Pro Shops has put that one together. That's going to be a great dinner and a lot of fun. And it's just going to be a lot of fishing friends. And, I think this whole community around Clear Lake, our whole sport, everything that we do, Jimmy, I think it needed this.
Sure.
It's a great revenue booster for the tackle store, the gas stations, the hotels, the restaurants, everything in town. These guys are coming to town and they're spending money, which is awesome. But it's fun when we can get a large group of anglers together, and it be positive, it be fun, and everybody is just excited to see their friends, catch up with folks they haven't seen in a while, and that's what I've been looking forward to about this event coming up for so long.
No, I agree. And you know, for a $200 entry fee where you can win a boat, it's taken all that pressure off. Like when we go do professional tournaments, the
Yeah.
entry fees themselves plus fuel and everything, you know, there's we're taking it real serious.
Yeah.
Well, here, I mean, you got $200 invested. Yeah, you got some traveling and stuff, but it's so much less than normal that I think you're going to see a lot of people having fun.
Yeah.
And just coming out here and just go fishing
And
so
and what is it?
and creating memories. So
What is it? 80 prizes a day, cash
uh,
prizes, $1,000 an hour
yeah, well, for sure,
for big
70,
fish. Yeah.
70, for sure, 70 fish a day. That's 10 an hour.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what do you guys think is going to take to get one of those checks? Because I think it's going to be less than what
Like,
most
what's the
people think.
smallest fish?
I think
Yeah.
you'll see a 4-pounder get
I agree.
Get a
I
check.
think like a 460, 470 get you.
You know,
get you a
Danny,
check.
since I'm gonna go on a limb here. Since I actually have a heavyweight bass belt
Yeah, you do.
from Lake Don Pedro
With about
with a 386, I'm gonna say 386 is getting a check.
Whoa.
Some idiot sneaking in here with a 386.
okay, then I got one for you.
Yeah.
What's Ultimate Bass Radio going to do if somebody does get a check for the 386?
For a 386, you know what? I think well, somebody gets a check with a 386. I think I will probably do a loose flipping stick and reel and $100 worth of Strike King baits
Wow.
to put on their flipping stick.
That's pretty good.
So what's that? $250?
Yeah.
Right? That good?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that works.
pretty good.
Depending on which flipping stick you give them. I mean,
I'll do the Greg Hackney signature series, the good one.
that's
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. What did I say? 1080 something for big fish?
Yeah.
If somebody catch it, we'll call it a 10. I don't know if he's doing ounces or point. What is it? I'm gonna go
ounces.
1086,
So 10-12.
1012.
No, it should be
1012.
it should be hundreds because we have one bass up here doing the weigh-in.
Okay,
so
so
we'll be using the
1086.
one bass scales.
It's done on a Bubba scale, so it's ounces.
Oh, it's ounces. Okay.
Yeah. I'll send a bag of some of the urchin baits.
You'll send some merchant baits.
Yeah.
Okay.
What,
Yeah.
the unis from Yamamoto?
No,
Oh, okay.
I got my own brand.
You got your own brand?
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Real quick.
You know where I harvest them from? The bottom of Clear Lake, right through the Narrows. There's a hole.
There's a hole.
You just go down there, you just harvest them.
You just get them.
It's kind of like Bitcoin.
Like Byron used to get golf
It's just
balls
like
the same way.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Byron used to get golf balls the same way.
You mine them.
Let's just mind them.
So
If it's green and furry, you just grab it.
so real quick, man, give us your favorite. It's good to see you wearing this logo on your shirt
Oh yeah.
and being part of the team.
Yeah.
Give me your three favorite. Three might be a lot for you. Give me your two favorite Reese fishing rods.
Okay. So as soon as Skeet said he was going to do this, I'm like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I want to help you.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I'm not. Don't pay me. Whatever. I'm going to use your rods, but I really want to see him succeed.
Paying you
And-
wasn't an option, just so you know. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I know where he lives.
When have you ever heard him say, "Don't pay me"?
Don't pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right?
Anyways, it was like, okay, I'm going to help you, and because he's my brother, obviously.
Yeah. Right.
But when he came out with the design and how the quality of what he designed, I mean, it's first class. I mean, you put it in your hands and you go fish with it, you're like, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and he's paid
And-
attention to, we were
Yeah.
talking in the boat the other night. We actually got to go fishing for a couple hours, Skeet and I did. And he was talking about, oh, I designed that rod because this pro won a tournament on a hair jig.
Mhm.
Or I designed this rod to do this because, Alton Jones won a tournament. We had to do that, Alton Jr. And so, he's definitely getting that input and paying attention coast to coast. It's not just a West Coast thing, but it's
Right.
really coast to coast.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
So I'm going to go with probably the two rods I use the most. And that would be the next two series is what I'm
Yeah.
using. The 735, I'm finding myself using that for jigs. I'm actually throwing the urchin bait,
Yeah.
as far as on the bait cast. I'm also throwing it on a spinning rod.
Yeah.
And I'm able to fire it out pretty good. So that 735C, great rod.
Yeah.
Then the 703, jerk baits,
Everything.
just square bills. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just everything.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but your brother just set Nathan Phillips up to kick us off the stage. Nathan, go back and sit down over there by Skeet. You do not have enough seniority to come up here and boot the two of us off. Wait, no seniority. But really, man, for our listeners, we've got to go down a memory lane with you and I, and with Byron and you, Danny, and we've talked about a lot of the history. But for the folks that are tuned in, watching, hanging out with us, they want to stick around because we've got Nathan coming up, and he's a Century Club belt holder for 3 days. He's won the Cal Open up here, just won the Angler of the Year title in the ABA circuit up here, rubbed everybody's feet, just killed them. And he did it with Tom Jolin, and he weighed 24 of the 25 bass throughout the season. So that should tell you a little something there. And the kid is an absolute hammer. He's a great guide on the lake. And then we're going to be followed up with everybody's favorite little brother, Paul Bailey, and Big Bailey Guide Service, and we've all watched Paulie grow up too. So man, we've got you've got your work cut out for you, because Jimmy and I are going to go run a tab for Skeet over at the bar. But
Drive it up. Remember the classic?
just God, yeah,
See
I
if you can
do.
beat that.
Yeah, we could. But you know what? It's so cool to get to be here and be part of what your brothers put together, and Reese Fishing and Kim and everybody here. It's just great to be part of it and having a lot of fun. And we're gonna get to see some old friends, man.
Yeah,
Well, and for me, before I let you guys go, to sit here with these people that have been my friends, my brothers, that have been so instrumental in my career, to sit here and take a back seat and let you guys have this, it's pretty
It's
cool.
fun. We love you, Danny, always, and it's cool, man. We've had some fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun this weekend. There's gonna be still a lot of live streaming coming up. We're gonna be watching weigh-ins. We're gonna be talking to pros, and John Murray's coming. John's gonna be here with TJ, and we're fortunate enough to have an absolute Western legend come hang out with us with Bird Dog, and it's always fun when we get everybody together.
Yep. Guys, thank you very much.
Thanks,
All right.
Danny.
Thanks, guys.
We'll get a little more serious now. So you guys can go get those drinks. Guys, I got Nathan Phillips. He's one of the premier guides here on Clear Lake, obviously. So we're going to have Nathan come up, and we're going to talk a little bit. Nathan, man, thanks for coming and spending the time with us here today. We appreciate everything.
No problem.
I know you're probably actually really mad that you don't get to fish this, but there's a rule: no guides on the lake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bummed. It's a really cool event. But yeah, no guides. It makes it, honestly, I mean, it's a little bit more inviting for most people, right? I mean, you can have to compete against the guys that fish here 250 days out of the year.
Right.
It's a little bit, it's a little bit harder to want to come out here when that's the case. But yeah, it's a great event. But it's a really good thing for the community, and it's a really good thing for for Lake County itself. But yeah, it's going to be a great event, and I'm happy it's here.
So obviously one of the premier guides on the lake, you, Pearl, Brazil, there's a lot of guys out here that do this. Paul Bailey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's we got two of them here tonight. You all do everything. You can win in the dirt. You can win deep. You can win with a scope. We've done that. I worked with you during the Clear Lake Open tournaments to be able to and told your story a little bit here. But if you were fishing this tournament, and since you're not, I'm going to ask you a little bit more specific. I want you to kind of talk about the offshore pattern, maybe the finesse type things, of what kind of things people could do to get one big one to be able to win.
Yeah, I mean, so for me right now, I'm targeting, obviously we don't have like the river system like a lot of places have, right? Where you get those good ledges that have a ton of current and whatever, but we do have natural current here.
Yep. And wind.
And wind. And obviously the wind's a big deal. If you can get that wind, which obviously sometimes it's kind of hard, stick yourself out there in the wind, but that wind can make them bite, especially those rock pile fish. And that's mainly what we have here is a ton of rock piles. You have some decent ledges with the rock and stuff, but yeah, a lot of these fish are pulling out off the bank. And so a lot of these areas that, there's tulies that are close to those rock piles, or areas that they were spawning in, they're just going to stuck right out under those rock piles. And group up. And normally, I mean, anywhere else, find the bait, find the bass.
Yeah.
Right now, there's bait on this entire lake.
Yeah, they had a massive shad spawn here during the Clear Lake Open.
Yeah. So huge shad spawn. So there's shad everywhere. There's no lack of that. The nice thing about that is when you do catch one, it's not super skinny. They actually do have a little bit of fat on them still, which is a good thing.
Is that hook set ribs?
Dude, no, I don't know. I just sat down and I don't know what's going on. I got like a cramp or something. But no, it's yeah, definitely targeting for me right now. You want to be in that 10 to 20 foot, 25 foot range. Sometimes you'll have a big fish that slides up on top of that rock pile, and you might get lucky and catch it. You might not, but it's definitely worth targeting some of that shallower stuff that, most of the time you are going to catch that 2 to 4 pound class fish, because you will have a bigger fish that slides up on there. And it's just right time, right place. And as far as targeting them though, it's reaction or going super slow.
Are they going to be okay? Well, they're still here. Okay. Sorry, folks. We had a little bit of a Wi-Fi issue. Just kind of, sometimes these things just kind of do it. So it could be, you're thinking if we're going to get offshore, it's going to be bottom. You're not going to see too many suspended fish out there.
No, the further we get into the summer, the less and less floaters you're gonna have.
Okay.
Those suspenders. The nice thing about this lake is there's a lot of variety, whether you're talking shallow or deep. So if you like fishing docks, I mean, there's ends of docks on this lake that are 20 foot deep. So
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
That's where you'll find those suspended fish.
Okay.
As far as they're still on the structure, they're suspended on the poles. But that's where they're going to be suspended. Some of them will be up under the docks, just sitting in the shade. But yeah, you'll have way more fish suspended around the docks. Those rock piles, a lot of them are just going to be bottom related.
Okay. So if you were going to fish this tournament, I mean, obviously you spend days upon days upon days on this body of water, but if you were just going to show up now and going to get started and you had a day or two to look at it, what would you focus on? What area of the lake? What kind of things would you focus on?
Yeah, for me, in the summertime, I definitely like focusing on the deep water stuff. I've done really well in the summer. I mean, when I won best, it was in the middle of summer. I was fishing super shallow, but for me, I like to break the lake down in half. Right, we have the bowl, the north end, lake port, all that stuff. So I like to break it down. Have my one day up there and have my one day down here. So mid lake, you're down mid lake and rattlesnake and redbud. But for me right now, just the way I've been fishing more recently, definitely spending a ton of time in redbud around mid lake and rattlesnake, focusing on the south end of the lake. That's just where 95% of our rock is on this lake. So if you're targeting those deep rock piles, if you're targeting the deeper docks, you kind of just got to get on this end of the lake. But yeah.
So obviously we're going to ask these questions. We got the hourly weigh-ins. We're going to weigh in 10 fish an hour. What do you think it's going to take to win the tournament? I mean, it's a single fish. What kind of fish do you think you're going to see come out right now? And then what kind of things do you think might be a fish during an hourly weigh-in that might get the smallest prize for an hour?
It's 7 fish for how many fish for the hour? Oh, you mean for the smallest prize?
Yes.
How many fish are weighed in?
I think we're paying the top 7.
Top 7.
It might be 10.
Okay. The funny thing that I've been, because I work at the tackle shop too.
Yeah.
The funny thing that I've been telling people is I can guarantee you 1 hour will be won with like a 5.5 pounder. There's gonna be a stretch during the day where it's tough, right? And so that stretch where it's tough, you have a 5.5 pounder in a live well, and you're looking at because
And
you
that's
can track it on
$1,000
your phone.
fish.
Yeah, you can track it on your phone. That's $1,000 fish because the fish here are very, very timing oriented. You pull up on that rock pile 30 minutes too early.
They're not
It is
here.
what it is. They're there. They ain't biting.
Then they ain't eating.
Yeah. And then so that half an hour into that hour, you finally start getting them to bite, and it can be like that all over the lake though. I've seen it to where talking to people after weigh-ins and stuff, and nobody caught them after 8 o'clock, or nobody caught them after, or everybody caught them after 9 o'clock. So timing's a huge deal on this lake, and like I said, there's just times during the day where it's super tough. 5.5 pounds might win it for an hour. I think from the way the lake's fishing and just them being post spawn, I'm saying to win it, I've been saying 10:05 is my number.
Really?
A 10:05. If you talk to Dave at the tackle shop, he's saying what is he saying? 11:50 something. So he's a little bit more on the upside, which I could definitely see it happening. I've caught a few fish that were close to 25 inches this year that were 8 pounds post spawn.
Little skinny.
Yeah, just a little skinny. They lose a ton of weight after they spawn, and usually exert a bunch of that energy. So that I'm going with 10:05. But I think the smallest fish, I mean, like I said, it could be a tough hour. It could be a 3.5 pounder
to get a check.
I mean, I really do think it could be. There's times during the day where it's super tough, or you might have a guy that has to drive his trailer, or because you can take the boat out, so maybe he misses that 1 hour and he had a 4 pounder, but he gets to weigh in the next hour.
Well, what's cool is if you say you launch up at Lucerne or Nice or Lakeport, and you drive up here and you get on the dock, you walk up, you weigh your fish, and you can go back fishing where you want. So assuming where give me one spot, like this is where you think it's going to be one. And it can be a general spot. I'm not talking about a specific rock pile. I'm just saying that area of the lake.
To me, this time of year, I've seen it happen too much in the rattlesnake arm. I've seen it happen way too much in tournaments where, the guy catches a 10 pounder on a crankbait or on a jig on one of those. I mean, the problem is rattlesnake, there's so much rock. What pile is it going to get one on?
Right.
No clue. But that's where I would bet on is somewhere in that rattlesnake arm. There's a lot of big fish there. And like I said, a lot of those fish spawn in the Oaks. So a lot of those fish right now are sliding out to those rock piles.
Yep.
And to me, I think that's where it will be one.
All right. So what's your personal best on the lake?
My personal best is 10.8.
Okay.
10.8.
Client wise, what's your biggest client fish that you've had?
My biggest client fish is 9.13.
And it's the lake record is 17 and change.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything like that in a long time.
We had the 15 this year.
Yeah.
On a live crawdad, but
doesn't work in this tournament.
Doesn't work in this tournament. No. Yeah. As far as tournaments, I mean, I think one of the biggest ones I've heard of is a 12.
Okay.
Over the last few years.
So outlandish. What do you think possible to see this time of the year to win? I mean, you've given us a 10:05, but
I've given you a 10:05.
If something stupid happened, what do you think the biggest one potential could be?
as crazy as this seems for, because all over the country fish spawn at different times.
Yes.
We have fish that spawn here super, super late. I think you still could catch a pre-spawner. And if you did luck into a giant pre-spawner, I mean, you're looking, it could be, like Dave said, 11 and a half, upwards.
Maybe 12.
Close to 12. So
What's the biggest you've seen on the lake that you can guess and saw a fish that just went, oh my gosh?
the biggest that I've seen with my eyes was probably this year. When we had a little bit of clean water, the fish weren't really spawning yet, but they were all over.
Yeah.
I saw one that I think was definitely a teener. Like if she wasn't a teener, she was 12 something. I mean, it was in a primrose patch with 5 other fish. And I was looking at those fish like, oh, I didn't even see her at first. I was looking at the other fish. I'm like, oh, there's 6, 7, couple 8s. And then I'm like, wait, I thought it was a carp.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, that had to be. It was one of the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life. Unfortunately, my client got stuck in the primrose patch.
Oh,
that's the
so
reason
that
why I
fish
saw
is
him. I had to
gone.
drive up there, and I was like, no way, like, come on.
I had a similar story fishing up in Nice. My ex-wife was there, and I used to tell her we had this. She had a dog. It weighed like 7 pounds, and we got it a vest. And
Yeah.
she used to at Folsom Lake. She used to let it swim alongside the boat. And I told her you can't do that at Clear Lake. And she said, why? I said, I've seen bass try to eat full-grown mallards here.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally, they come off the dock, boom, and they get blown up on. And we were up there, and I was fishing a bedded fish, and she came out of the thing, and same thing. I thought it was a carp, and her eye was a silver dollar, and her lateral line was 4 inches tall, and she was deep and thick, and she swam under my trolling motor in the bow, and that fish was 15.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean, fishing with Tom, I've heard some of the craziest stories I can even imagine. Just like fish that he's seen.
Yeah.
Fishing here for that amount of time, he's seen some of the biggest fish on this lake. He's lost. He said that he was fishing with some guy, and the other guy hooked it, but he thinks it was 15 or 16
Yep.
pounds.
I have no doubt. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for spending time.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how they can find you on the web to be able to book you, because you know what, we're gonna have people all over the country watching this thing. Tell them how they can book you.
Yeah, the best way is just message me through Instagram. It's n_Phillips_fishing on
Okay.
Instagram. I have a Facebook. It's Nathan Phillips. I have a website. I just don't have it set up to where you can book me through the website
Gotcha.
right now. I had it set up and it wasn't working correctly, and then we haven't got it fixed yet. But yeah, through my Instagram is the best way. If you go on my website, it also has my phone number on there.
Okay.
Give me a text, give me a call. But that's the easiest way.
Appreciate everything, brother.
Yep, no problem.
Thanks for spending the time with us. We'll get Paul Bailey up here. Paul, you want to come up here and spend some time with me? Folks, that's Nathan Phillips. He is one of the premier guides on this body of water. This happens to be someone I've known a very long time, going all the way back to the Big Bait Posse. He was the producer of the Big Bait Posse video.
Yes.
If you guys have seen that, which is an amazing video. But Paul Bailey, he's got his baits. Uh-oh, Jimmy's coming in here.
Uh-oh.
What are you trying to do?
Let's talk about golf swings. This guy's got a wind up. This guy can hit the ball.
Yeah, I can hit him with the ball too. I can hit him with the ball too.
I think this guy can hit the ball.
Okay.
Just in case you guys need something to talk about.
Okay, good. All right, good.
Thanks, Jimmy. No, we went and played one time right here in Buckingham, actually, right down the street, and like I had a really bad case of the shanks
Yeah.
when I first started playing again after 15 years. And he happened to be there when I was trying to cure it, and I almost killed him in the golf cart with one. He was clear 30 yards right of me, no more than 10 yards in front of me, and that ball went right by him.
I think we would have missed him.
I know, we would have. We were with his daughter, and she was like, she didn't know what to do after that.
Paul, tell us, obviously you're a guide on the lake. That's why you can't fish the tournament, but you are involved and you have your own business. You make your own A-rig type baits. How did you get started in that?
So when the A-rig first came out, I was super anti. I was just, I don't want to do it. I'm not into the new, and then I started getting beat by it. You start getting beat by it in tournaments. I'm a tournament fisherman.
Yes.
Like I love to fish tournaments. That's kind of like my vacation days. But you get beat enough by something, you better put it in your hand and figure it out.
Yep.
And so I'm going to call it just a better tool for the job. And in my head, I thought if I can make this thing swim straighter than any A rig and have more thump and flash than any other A rig, that it'll get more bites. And I put one together and it worked, and I started selling them online, and it just became a website, and it kind of snowballed into something I didn't ever think of. I wanted to keep it a secret, and then I said, well, why keep this a secret? Let's let everybody catch more fish. So.
Unfortunately, when you work in an industry like this, everything is to make a living. And so, yeah, we'd all love to just say we're tournament fishermen, but whether you're sponsored by somebody, you're building something for yourself that just turns out to be good, you just kind of have to let it go.
That's it.
So where can they find those?
Hey, thebaileyrig.com. If you guys want A-rigs, I make big A-rigs, little A-rigs, finesse A-rigs. I make A-rigs for muskies and stripers. Thebaileyrig.com. Check it out. You guys will be stoked.
How many of them do you think you sell a year now?
I probably sell over 1,000 of them a year.
That's a nice little side job.
It's a nice little side job. You know, I sit there and I personally make every single one by hand. Nobody else touches those A-rigs. My girlfriend puts the staple.
Okay, here we go. All right, folks, sorry about that. You know, sometimes you just get Wi-Fi issues. So understanding how the fish move.
Understanding how they move, how they go up shallow to spawn. They're going to come out to the bush edge to feed when they're done spawning. And then once we get the lake to drop out a little bit and the lake catches up with the grass, then those fish seem to step out into the grass. So if this was me and I wanted to go throw a swim bait this tournament, I'd be fishing 200 yards offshore, grass, that nobody's throwing it around, and just hoping for the one big bite, because that's where they're going to right now. And they're going there every single day. And so if I was to attack it, glide bait in hand, and edge of the grass, and just go, go, go until you find one.
How big of a glide bait would you throw?
Right now, I'd keep it in that medium size. Let's go 6 to 8 inches. The hitch are mainly back to the middle of the lake. They're not focusing on hitch right now. So you want to have something that kind of looks like a shad, kind of maybe a bluegill, kind of maybe a crappie. You know, you want something in that 6 to 8 inch range that they're seeing a lot of, not something they're not seeing right now. So keep it in that 6 to 8 inch range. Bluegill, shad, crappie colors, and go to work, see what happens.
Okay. Is there a chance that a Bailey rig might win this event?
Absolutely. There are shad chasers everywhere on this lake right now. So the top water bite in the mornings based on a shad spawn. There's shad spawning all over the lake still. There's shad in 20 foot, 30 foot. I would not be surprised someone sees one chasing through a ball of shad, throws a Bailey rig through there and catches that sucker. That very well could happen right now.
Would you want to be up in the bowl Or would you want to be more down here shallow? What would you think would be the best approach?
So that's going to be 100% personal preference on what somebody likes to do and how they do it. For
Okay.
me, I'm a north end grass. I like to short. That's just starting, and so you're going to see me up north for this tournament.
Is a punching bite, a flipping bite going to be a factor in this? Do you think you can get one like that?
Absolutely, there's
Okay, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. Thanks for hanging around. Um, so we talked about flipping could be a deal. When you look at the spawn, I've seen fish here spawning in July. What's the percentage when you look at months? Like if you say, here's the 100% of the fish, how many of them go in February? How many of them go in, how many are still doing this in June? That might be a factor to where they're just starting to come off the beds now.
I'd say 25% of our fish are still coming off the beds right now. I saw them on beds March 10th this year, which first time in 15 years I've ever seen physical bedfish with my eyes in March. I've caught fish that are peeing, and so we've had March, April, May, June. These fish definitely spawn more than once.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%. I've caught the same female off the same bed 3 different times in 3 different months. So I know they come back to the same zones. They do it multiple times. I think 20 to 25% of those fish just came off that bed on the last full moon. Last full moon was 3 weeks ago. So we're kind of far off of that. But I promise you, if you could see shallow right now, you would still see bedfish right now. I've won bedfish tournaments here in August. And so,
Really?
yeah, and so it's really year to year, but I would say 20% of those fish are coming off the beds in those bushes eating something.
How big of a factor are the bluegill eaters right now?
Not that big of a factor.
Okay.
There's too many shad up still.
Okay.
We've had shad up since January, and I mean when I say up, I mean 4 foot to 20 foot. There are shad in this lake everywhere you go. Everywhere you point your life scope, there's shad. They're really looking at the shad right now. So
Okay.
I don't see them doing the bluegill thing until end of July, August.
Okay. Are you able to find bigger schools of shad? Or are they still in that 2 to 3 inch range?
So you're going to see the 2 to 3 inch range shad on the surface with your eyes. Underneath those are those 4 to 6 inch pieces. And how I see that is because I'll see the bait with my eyes physically, and they're 2 to 3 inches. And then a bird pops up next to me with a 4, 5, or 6 incher. And they're just going underneath the ones that we can see. And that's kind of how the shad spawn here. Little ones on top, big ones underneath. They're everywhere. There's 4 to 6 inch pieces everywhere on this lake.
What depth range are you going to look at for those kinds of things if you're out there?
Right now, I'm going to focus. I like 3 to 12 foot this time of year.
Okay.
That's kind of where I'm going to stick. I'm not going to have anything deeper than 12 foot this time of year.
Okay.
Just for the pure fact that there's a lot of fish still spawning, fish that are done spawning, and fish that are thinking about spawning again. And so that depth range keeps me around a lot of fish a lot this time of year in June.
Okay. What's your personal best on the lake?
My personal best is a 12.7. I've never caught a 13 pounder on this lake. I have down in SoCal, but here I've caught 3 over 12, but 12.7 is the biggest.
What about clients? What's the biggest you put a client
An
on?
11.9 is the biggest for a client so far.
And what'd they catch that on?
They caught that one on a glide bait.
Did they really?
Yeah, I did. And how it worked out was I picked him up in the morning. We pulled up to the spot and he said, "Where do I throw this thing?" And I said, "Look, 360s around the boat. It doesn't matter where you throw it. Just start throwing it." And his first cast, he caught that fish.
No way.
And I looked at him and I said, "Good choice on where to throw it."
Smart man.
You know, we're sitting in the middle of Byron's Corner in March.
No, that
I'm-
doesn't surprise me.
300 yards off the Tules, just set the boat down, and I said, "We get bit out here, we get bit up in the Tules. Pick your poison." And he let one go and caught that fish.
So being a SoCal guy, I've always kind of wondered this, and we've been friends for a long time. What made you settle here?
I'll be honest, I didn't move here to fish. I moved up here knowing the fishing was good and doing bass tournaments with my brother down in Southern California. But I was an electrician for a long time down in LA, and my boss happened to move to Ukiah. And I didn't have a job for a year and a half. I couldn't find another boss that I liked to work for. It was right after we got done with the Big Bait Posse.
Mhm.
So I was done working on that. My boss had moved out of town, and he calls me and says, "Hey, do you want to move up to Ukiah? I'll get you an apartment. You take over after that. Come work with me again." And I packed my truck up, and I was here 4 days later. And that's how I moved up. I get it. Or men.
Yep. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for sticking with us. We're going to keep doing this. So give me one spot on this lake that you think is gonna, like, a sleeper that you might, and it doesn't have to be like an individual rock pile, just an area of the lake that you think someone needs to be there.
Rattlesnake. I'm going to call it right now. A lot of
And you fished it with our friend Matt.
Yep.
And you fished it with our friend Matt.
Yep.
Matt Newman. I used to call him Nude Manium. That's what I used to call him.
Yep.
And I still do every time he answers the phone.
I remember that one.
Doggone it. All right, we're back again. So go back to my story. It's probably the funniest thing I've ever heard said on the water. You guys were leading after day one, and there was another guy that made some swim baits that was in second place or third. Billy and I had come down here and we were fishing, and we ended up, not doing it. We had like 17 pounds or whatever. But we decided we're going to go stay to the outside because you guys were up in the mouth of Rodman. The hitch were moving out. Sometimes those fish are filtered. Anybody, you guys hooked up and you're fighting a fish. I can't remember if it was you or Matt that caught it. And you guys are fighting this fish. And as you guys are fighting this fish, everybody starts sliding up there. Of course, Billy and I, respecting, what's going on, we stayed back and are watching it. Turned out to be a giant catfish.
Yep. Yep.
And by the time you landed it on the other side of the boat so nobody could see it and released it, you stood up, turned around, and they were within 50 yards of you, 40 yards of you, and you said, "Dang, we must smell good."
Right?
Because y'all want to come up here and marinate in us. And dude, I died laughing. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard to put somebody off on their place.
I have said many things to people on the wall that I regretted, but that one stuck in my mind forever too. I don't know how it came to me, but it just came to me. And the funny thing is, the guy I happened to say it to was like 299 pounds.
Yes, he was
about
a big boy.
6'9", came up to me on
And-
the dock and absolutely wanted to murder me. And I told him, I am so sorry.
Well, he was a hothead.
He was a hothead.
Yeah, he was a hothead, and he made a swim bait brand, and I remembered watching him crowd you.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, it happens here. Like today, me and Billy were out fishing, and guy drives by us, and you can hear him. And he goes, "There's Paul and Billy." What does he do? He shuts down, turns around, watches us for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Beep. Doesn't even stand up to put his trolling motor down. Just no shame at all. And so, I deal with it here daily, and it's not something I would do, but to each their own.
Yeah, well, I get paid to do that,
Right.
but I ain't gonna go fish against you to do it. Okay. I asked Nathan this. I'm gonna ask you the same question. What do you think? We got 10 big fish prizes every hour. What's gonna be the smallest one that gets the last check?
I'm going to say like a 3.5. People are going to try to get tricky with these hourly weigh-ins, and the one thing I was just telling Byron this and his daughter, you have 2 jobs in this tournament: catch a bass and go weigh it in. Don't play tricky games, guys. You catch a bass, you go weigh it in. Don't start to overthink anything. Like, there is no easier than the 2 jobs of catching a bass, go weigh it in right when you catch it. Don't sit there and waste your time and hold that fish in the live well, and maybe I'll catch a bigger one, or maybe I'll catch 2 and I can go weigh 2 in. Keep this super stupid simple, you guys. Catch one, go weigh it in. 3-pounder. You have a 3-pounder in the well, go weigh it in. Because you know how many people are going to say, there's going to be 53 pounders weighed in. Everybody. And you're going to be one of the 5 that decided to go weigh it in, and watch yourself catch a $100 check for a 3-pounder.
Yeah, and the funny thing is now, because they're going to have Score Tracker and the Bubba scales, you'll be able to kind of pay attention a little bit. So that does tweak it just a little bit, but
Right.
still,
Right.
something can happen where you're moving along and yeah, you just pay something. I fished several of these things myself on the Delta. And you think about one, and you go get the board, and now I go.
Go.
You know, I know. Okay, so we're going to wrap up with you and get to the host, Skeet Reese, here in just a minute. But let's make sure everybody knows how to get a hold of you to be able to find and book.
Yeah, anybody wanting to go on a trip with me, you guys, bigbaitbailey@gmail.com, bigbaitbailey@gmail.com. Super simple. My wife will get right back to you with everything you need to know. And let's go fishing. It's Clear Lake. Anything can happen.
Brother, we appreciate it. Love you, man. Have for a long time.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks.
Love you too, buddy.
We're going to get Skeet Reese up here, folks. He's probably out somewhere talking. He's over here. He's sparking with people. We are at Konocti Harbor Resort, folks. This is a big deal for this community, having this place back open again. The restaurant's open. We're having a big dinner tomorrow night. I'll let Skeet tell you a little bit more about that. Can you get Skeet for me? Yeah. Are you turned back on? Okay. Folks, we're going to be right back with Skeet Reese here in just a minute. We're going to get a little bit more stable Wi-Fi. We'll be right back. Okay, I think we got a little bit more stable Wi-Fi. The best one that we had, kind of the battery died on it, so we're going to go and do this. Folks, we are joined by, how do I say this, one of my favorite people in the world, a dear friend, a brother, but as a professional in this industry, he is one of the most respected people in this industry. He is a Bass Fishing Hall of Fame member. He's one of only 12 people that have ever won the Bassmaster Elite Series Angler of the Year and the Classic in his career. 9 Bassmaster wins, several FLW, MLF wins. He's fished the Redman. You've done everything. Now you're into your Reese fishing, and you have fished this lake at your home lake. You put this thing on. Give me an idea of the format. Where are we at numbers wise right now? What do you know?
All right, so I love you. I got to take a second to just say, hold on a second. Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here. I know that a lot of you came tonight to listen to the live. You can't hear shit. Sorry. You got to plug it into your phone and listen to it. So go to YouTube, Skeet Reese Fishing. I'm sorry you guys can't hear it all, but I just want to say thank you all for being here tonight. This is just a startup. Oh, shut up, Jimmy. That's my brother. So brotherly love. But anyways, thank you for being here tonight. I'm trying to get around and say hi to everybody. We're doing the live stream. If you want to connect to it, go to Skeet Reese Fishing, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, because I know you guys can't hear shit over there. But anyways, that's it. So we're going to get back to doing live. We are live right now. Everybody's like, what's that? So anyways, I just want to acknowledge you guys out here because you're all here. Thank you. This is going to be an amazing week. I'm much grateful for all of you being here because I had no idea what I was getting into, but this is absolutely amazing. So we're going to keep going. We're not done. Stick around. We're going to have some fun, but now we got to entertain. There are all these people on camera that are watching right now. All right, that's it. See ya. Hi, I'm back.
You're back. You never
Okay.
left.
Okay.
You never left.
That's a good point. All right.
I think
So.
I think
This is what I love. So we
You're
are
on
live
your
streaming.
page.
So there's a reposado. So here's the.
Do you share?
This is. Well, you want to? Okay. This is my show now. We're not regulated. We can do whatever the hell we want. All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have fun. This is gonna be a fun event. We got tonight. This is just a warm up for what we're gonna be doing the next couple days. Obviously, we're fishing Clear Lake, which has been voted the #1 bass fishery in the United States
Several times.
It's an incredible fishery. There's gonna be some big ones caught, but we're gonna have a party Friday night and Saturday night, and somebody's going to go home with a fully rigged Ranger, Z519,
$90,000
$90,000+ package. But so here's my whole thing is this is my original. Did you want to talk?
No.
Okay, good. So,
I'm here to facilitate.
right. So
this is your show.
Right. This was my intention here was to how do I kind of give back to the West Coast? It's like, oh, man, I'm all teary eyed now. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, I slept in my truck at boat ramps here.
No, I will tell this story for just a minute.
Wow. All right, we're gonna lose it.
I fished several tournaments as a AAA, as a co-angler. And I remember in my first or second year doing this, I'm at Ferndale Resort in October, fishing a tournament to qualify for the TOC. You cherry picked it. I didn't know you yet. My parents cared enough to put me in a truck that had a shell and I could put a foam mattress in the back of it.
You were balling.
I was balling. And I remember, and it scared me to death to hear people around my truck. And so I would wake up every time anybody pulled in, and all of a sudden I see this beat up pickup with a Champion boat on the back of it.
Yeah.
And I watched this guy get out of his truck, grab a sleeping bag out of the passenger seat, and lay down on the bed of his truck with no mattress. And it was like 40 degrees outside, and it was him. And so self-made. Kim has helped, obviously. I mean, your family's a part of this whole thing, but
100%.
watching where you started, and I got to see those to where you're at now.
So, and that goes back to, so my grassroots of tournament fishing were started here. I mean, like Dale Royal, who's here tonight, I fished my very first tournament with him in the Redwood Empire Bass 13-foot John boat. Never caught a fish. But that was my very first tournament, 14 years old. He's here competing with his son-in-law this week. But just going back to like my dream to fish and catch fish and tournament fish really was inspired on this lake. And yeah, I'd say between here and the California Delta, I mean, that's how I like to fish, shallow water power fishing. And so to be able to go through the whole process to learn and graduate, I've always referred to tournament fishing as like, it's like going to school. I mean, you graduate from kindergarten to elementary school, into middle school to high school, you go to college, and then you get a master's degree. Tournament fishing is no different. It's like you graduate from level. And I mean, it's a legalized gambling is all we're really doing is you're paying an entry fee and you're putting your shit up there against the guys that you think are better than you on that body of water. And you're going to think, I'm going to kick your ass this tournament. And most of the time you get your ass handed to you. But that's what makes you stronger and better and keeps pushing you to become a better angler. So that's the process for me. So this lake means so much to me, and to be able to bring this
to a place like this.
Wow. I mean, I
Dude,
fished tournaments out of this resort when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Redman tournaments. Like I remember
West
I
Coast
said,
Bass
yeah,
Championships.
and so people don't know about Canocta Harbor Resort. This is like an iconic concert venue. So there is literally, I don't know how many. There's hundreds and hundreds of acts.
Willie
the
Nelson.
biggest names in the music industry for a 25-year span performed here. And I'll never forget. And I wish I could remember. I remember when I was 18 years old, I'm having breakfast in the restaurant here one morning right before tournament. So it's like 5 a.m. before.
How could you afford breakfast in the restaurant?
Well, I don't know.
You slept in your truck. You sold a
I saved
Lemoglass
my
rod.
nickels that week. But I remember, I wish I could remember the name of the band, but there was like some big name band. I didn't know who the hell they were, but they're like sitting at the table next to me. They hadn't even gone to bed yet. Like they had rallied, they had performed the concert that night. They were still going strong all night long, and they were strung out at 5 a.m. eating breakfast. They're like ending the day. And I'm just starting. I just remember, who are these guys? I just remember somebody, oh, that was the band that performed. And I wish I could remember it. I have a hard time remembering that far back. So anyways, but yeah, be able to come back and be on Clear Lake and be on a resort. All right, we got a question. Chat wants to know who's here.
Oh, so somebody on the chat, I guess we're gonna turn the camera. Don't turn it too far because of the cable.
What does that mean?
Skeet.
Oh, you want to like?
They want to pan the crowd.
You want to see everybody out here? That's everybody. Look at that long-haired bachelor son bitch right there, Byron Velvick. And then we got Nathan Phillips right there, local superstar guide. We got Paul Bailey here. We got my family. I got my kids. There's fishermen. I got sponsors here. We got Casking here. We got Sea Guide here. We got Mercury here. We've got Rangers here so far. Wiley X is coming in tomorrow. So, anyways, is going to be here, and this is like a warm up compared to what tomorrow is going to be.
Oh, dude.
So going back to, that's what's fun for me is like, oh my gosh, it's like I've chased fish for a living around the country for almost 30 years, and I loved every part of it. It gave me a life that I never dreamt I would be possible. Just from catching little green fish and like, fuck, you're gonna pay me to go catch these little bastards? I'm like, shit, I'm in. All right, the best. Why wouldn't I want to do that? I get to catch fish and get paid to do it. So that's what I've been doing. But it's a shift. And so going back to where we are, um, how can I create an event around Reese fishing, which is the rod started a few years ago. And because I've designed rods for other companies for 30
Why
years.
not do it for
So yeah,
yourself?
why not do it for myself now? I knew I was going to retire from the competitive world, but I was like, all right, but I want to be able to, how do I engage with the fishermen of the West Coast, especially starting out? Obviously I want the whole country to embrace it, which I really have. Has been grateful. But like, this is where I started. This is my core. So let's give back. Let's do something that hasn't been done on the West Coast ever before, and in a format that's never been done out here. And we've had big fish events out here,
Yeah,
the
but not
California
like
Dell,
this.
but nothing's ever been done like this out here. And it really, honestly, I mean, this doesn't happen across the country anywhere else. I mean, so I'm going to give props to Mark Jones and Keith over at Big Bass Tour. Mark Jones has been my best friend through this process, and he's taught me or helped me through this process. How do I run a big bass event? And so from so many aspects. So Jonesy, if you're listening, brother, I love you. Thank you for the support and help me understand what I'm getting into and how to do this. And so that's what we've done. And now we're doing a big bass format on Clear, which is a perfect fit because it's Clear Lake. It's not like this place is known for dinks.
No.
So now we have, as of right now, I think the last time I checked, we are at 470 participants on Clear Lake. This is officially, as far as I know, this is officially but can you say officially if you don't know?
No.
Well, fuck
But
it.
we'll
I'm
claim
saying
it.
officially. So anyways, I'm saying it's official. This is the biggest event ever held on Clear Lake.
I would say on Clear Lake for sure.
Yeah.
Like I told you before, I know the first Snag Proof Open was 306 boats. So that's, 604
That's a lot.
anglers. But on Clear Lake, I
Yeah.
can't.
So the Record B, so I fished a Record B tournament years ago, and it was a team tournament on Clear Lake. 225 boats was the limit, and they had 1 year they hit 225 boats. So that's 450 fishermen. So we have exceeded that. And now, as far as that was the biggest tournament ever held on this lake. So I did not see this coming. I was like, all right, Mark Jones told me like, well, we start out about 400 participants in our first events. I'm like, do you realize there hasn't been a 400 participant tournament on the West in quite some time? So,
I did.
So
I thought you were going to pull this off.
It's so just to hear, I'm walking around right here just tonight, this small group of people, whatever, there's, 100 people in here tonight. And they're like, we've been wanting something that's fun and different. You brought us out of tournament. You know what's really cool? All right. We all think tournament, so everybody's got to have a, $100,000 Ranger bass boat, all this. I'm coming. I pull in here, and there is some 1976. I don't know if it's a Monarch. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's that old square beam boat, squared off bow. It's got a 90 horse Merc on it. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, how freaking cool is it that we got that guy to come fish our event?
Well, see, this doesn't surprise me. Clear Lake, you brought something new, but it's you.
It's not just me.
No, what I'm saying is there's certain people in this area, and now I work nationally too, a lot in part because of you, but there's people that mean something to areas. And so you stepping out to promote your brand and thank people for what they're doing. I'm not one to blow your head up. I'm just telling you, it means something.
Well,
there's certain people that mean something to certain areas in sport, and you're one of them. Doesn't surprise me.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess I just, I just look at this as myself as a fisherman, but apparently I've impacted a lot of people over the years. And
yes, you have.
So,
you and Kim have built something here with Reese Fishing. So let's talk about Reese Fishing right now.
Okay.
So 2 series, you have a third coming soon.
Here, cheers, everybody.
You've got the next one, which came out with. Describe that series real quick.
All right. So next 2 series is the
next one. Start with next one.
We're gonna
You're gonna reverse it on me.
We're
That's
gonna
fine.
go,
You're
well,
the
no,
boss.
no. So series of rods that we've been working on for last year. They're called Next. So we go next one, next two. So Next is a really cool bitchin' line of rods. There's 8 rods. They got that super modern gray
Yeah, it's
color,
beautiful.
technique specific. They're going to be a $99 retail price point. So I'm really proud of that. They'll be. I was hoping we would have them in time for this event, but we're going to be about a week short. So those will be coming out soon. The next ones are like a continuation of what so many of you bought. They're the Skeet Reese rods, the yellow rods, and so I didn't want
And
to
if I may interrupt you on that one.
interrupt.
I can.
No,
I've known you that long. I remember the day you called me and said, "Dude, my rods just sold their 100,000th piece."
we did sell a few yellow rods. There's not. All right. Well, that's part of the reason why we're here doing this shit right now. So those yellow rods allowed us to. But there are so many people that bought the original Skeet Reese rods, and a lot of you are listening right now, and I appreciate that. So forget about those customers.
Mm-mm.
So how do we continue on with our most popular actions and models and just improve them? So that's what I did. I took the next ones, continued on with the Skeet Reese rods, but just made them better handles, better components all across the board. So it's a much better rod. We still kept them affordable. And then, so that's where next ones are at. And then next two is, I mean, that's been my pride and joy. That was a 2-year project in designing my own reel seats, carbon fiber handles. I mean, I spared no expense in designing those rods right there. So
And they're amazing.
I mean, and anything that's on the market that I would put that rod against, that series of rods, is in the $500 to $900 price point range, and we sell them for $249.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 40-ton T1100, resins, 40-ton graphite T1100 resins, silicone, C-guide silicone nitride guides, which is, I mean, that's there's that much better. So, plus my own carbon fiber handle designs and real seats. I mean, it's an amazing rod. Is $249. So
it is.
And then that's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and we're gonna, I still got more projects. Obviously that's where people are wanting new rods for new situations and new techniques right now, and so how do we keep moving forward on designing new products? So that's where I'm at. So the days of worrying about, okay, where am I going to try and win the next tournament? How am I going to, how do I jump that beaver dam or whatever? Now I'm just like, okay, how do I engineer this reel seat or that handle? So it's just transitioning to business, new different. But so as much as I've loved tournament fishing all these years, is that I love product development.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys, I mean, I've licensed and designed product for 30 years in the industry. So from Lamaglass rods to obviously Wright and McGill, Berkeley baits, some of their best selling baits in the Berkeley lineup are
Pit
my
Boss.
product. The Pit Boss is still one of the number one selling baits. So Lucky Crafts, I've designed.
You were responsible for chartreuse shad, which became sexy shad later.
Yeah, people are like, huh, really? Yeah. So
no,
yeah,
it is absolutely 100% the truth.
So I literally painted chartreuse shad in a paint factory in Japan for Lucky Craft. That was my creation, and it's become the number one selling color probably in the history of hard baits. And so a lot of people don't know that, but whatever, that's fine. But I enjoy the product development.
You have been creative, and
so,
building stuff your whole career.
And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's like I'm selfish as an angler. I mean, I'm like, how do I build something that's going to help me catch more fish? I want to be better on the water. I want to be more efficient. I want to catch more fish. So how do I do that? So I'm always pushing. Okay, well, I was just fortunate. I've had companies that would listen to me and like that we believe in you. So here, try. I want to do this, and they'd listen, and I did that. And I do believe that I've performed well for all these companies over the year, designing products that have been successful for them,
and you're still working with them,
and I'm still going. I'm still doing it. I'm not dead. Shit, I'm retired, but I'm fucking dead. I'm still going at this.
All right, tell me about the format, how the payouts work. Hourly weigh-in starting at 8:00, right?
All right, so Big Bass Tournament. What we have here is on Clear Lake this week, Saturday and Sunday, June 27, 28.
hourly payback. So we have 7 hours a day. We pay the top 10 big fish each hour. Wow. And the legendary John Murray, like my roommate for almost 30 years, just walked in the building. Him and his son TJ flew in all the way from Tennessee to fish this event. Byron and his daughter Camber are here. Like, oh, this is like an OG throwback right now. So that's really cool to see. And I'm going to give them a big hug as soon as I'm done here. So hourly payback. First place each hour is $1,000. It goes all the way down to $100 for 10th place. We're going to do a Reese fishing bonus. So if you catch if you're the highest finishing fish in that hour using a Reese fishing rod with the proof, a little flyer, you take a picture of it, and then you're gonna win an extra $200. And if you win the overall big fish of the event with a Reese fishing rod, you get an extra $2,000. But what's really cool is that we got this tournament got approved with all the cup money from White River Marine, so Ranger Cup, Triton Gold, and Nitro Rewards. So if you signed up for that, you get to win like all their bonus money, $500 here, $1,000 there. There's lots of bonus money available. But the biggest fish, ultimately, I mean, I think a lot of people are like, for $200, one cast, they get a chance to win a fully rigged Ranger Z519 with a 225 Mercury Pro XS, power pull move, trolling motor, power pull charge, power poles, and 2 Lowrance HDS 12s with an active target. So it's a 90 plus, almost $100,000 pack for a $200 entry fee this week. And so it doesn't matter. It could be a 14-year-old, 10-year-old in the back of the boat dragging a worm. It could be somebody in the front of the boat, but somebody is going to win a fully rigged boat like that for a $200 entry fee this week. And they get fed tomorrow night. They get access to all that. So we got Saturday night function at the Shannon Winery, the Mercantile, and so it's going to be fun.
And you're going to have specials on Reese fishing rods this week.
We do.
What are you offering the customers here that want to pick one up last minute?
So if they're here, they're part of this event. So all the rods this week are going to be 40% off. So all these anglers, everybody's here that they're here, they get 40% off. So next ones are going to basically be $100. Next two's $150. We also have Cast King reels here. So
yes.
A lot of people, I mean, the number one selling reel in the lineup right now is a Cast King Icon reel. They can't keep them in stock. Them things are blowing out the doors everywhere. Yeah. So because it is the best $99 reel you're going to fish. So we're going to have all Cast King product here. All the reels are 30% off. And they're also, I believe they're going to get some hammer braid from Cast King. They get a free School of Braid line. Plus, we're here. I mean, Mercury's coming in. They got bus for everybody.
They brought the service trailer out here for Ranger.
I mean, that's like
Mercury.
that. How cool is that? Yeah, I mean, literally, we have the Mercury service crew from here. We have White River Marine crew here, and I mean, that's the support. I mean, I'm so grateful that these companies, these partners I've been working with so many years, have like, you know what? Hey, we're going to send our teams. We're going to send the A team out here to you guys. And that's really cool. And so we haven't had that kind of support on an event out here. And so I'm just thank you to the sponsors for doing that and being here. All right.
Okay, so
you want to talk now?
No, you're going to talk, but I'm going to direct a little bit now. I want to know what Skeet Reese, the fisherman, would do if he's going to fish this tournament now. Help these guys.
Ooh.
Help these guys have a chance at that boat winning fish.
All right. So this is like, that's like that one on each shoulder.
You don't get the evil one right now.
Yeah. So
you caught a 12 something this year. Tell them how to catch that.
I got one on each shoulder doing this shit right now. It's like, do it. No, don't do it. Do it. No, don't. So, my inner angler that I'm a shallow water power fisherman.
Correct.
I would want to be up frogging and flipping or fishing a dock. And I truly believe there's going to be a lot of checks made this week. So there's 140 checks going out in the course of 2 days.
Like $22,000 in cash.
Yeah. Well, over 2 days, it's $43,000. Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost $44,000 in cash going out over 2 days. A lot of that will come shallow water power fishing. But I do believe
the big fish is going to be won that way.
No.
Okay. There we go. He's
Well,
now
that's I
now he's
I want to
gripping.
like. I truly believe so. All right, here's a layout of the lake right now. Clear Lake has had the biggest algae bloom I've seen in years here.
Yep.
It's like this lake is pea soup right now. It's not clear. Anybody thinks Clear Lake's clear? There's no freaking clear in Clear Lake. And a lot of these fish have already spawned, so they're already moving out, staging out, getting on to secondary stuff, rock piles, at deeper docks. So and with the wind forecast that we have, which Saturday is supposed to blow like a sumbitch, which is going to shrink it down a little bit. And then Sunday will be good, but still a little bit of wind. I think like a deep diving crankbait, football jig, big worm is going to win this thing.
On a rock pile.
Yes. Damn it.
See, now you're wishing you could fish
But
this.
I know it's like, but I'm like, I don't want to take hope away from all my homies that are shallow water power guys out here.
But you got to be real.
So
I'm just keeping
so
it
all
real.
of you that are like,
show them the money.
So if you're fishing this week and you're my people, like you wanna flip a stick, you want to frog, you want to go skip a dock, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You can still do it. You got an opportunity. You can make some money. I just don't give up.
Well,
don't give up.
And so you couldn't hear him. Paul Bailey was telling me that there's still 25% of this fish in this body of water right now that are just coming off the spawn. And
they're still spawning.
They are still spawning, but
because they're spawning behind my house.
Right. But they're in that 8 to 10 foot of water on grass edges right now, and he thinks a flipping bite could actually do this.
And 100%. I'm not going to argue with Paul. I mean, he spends more time on this lake than anybody. So how do you argue that?
Well, I'm just saying to back you up what you just said. It could be one doing.
It could be. There's obviously it's fun. I mean, there's a gazillion variables in fishing, and I know myself, I would be trying to find something obscure that's away from the crowd as much as possible.
You built a crowd that you're not going to be able to get away from.
So, okay, you're going to go all the way down to the dam at Cache Creek. I don't know. Shit, it's an hour-long trip down there. But just to go fish the way I want to fish. And, I mean, look, I fished a couple hours this afternoon, this week, a couple days. And I think I caught the biggest I caught was like a 5.5 on a frog. Is a 5.5 going to get paid? I don't know, but they are eating a frog in the right places. But I'm done. I'm not going to go jerk on anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saving the rest. They've got 3 days of rest before these guys start on there.
Paul and Nathan both said they think a 3.5 get a check in one of these hours.
That's a great freaking point.
And
there's a damn good possibility of that.
And they think that there's going to be a couple hours where a 5-pounder is $1,000 fish.
I don't know if I'm going to sell.
There's periods during the day where it's not quite so busy that someone maybe didn't quite weigh one in.
Yeah, but dude, there's so many 5+ pounders in this lake.
Right. I get it.
That any one person at any time, I mean, whether they skip up in the toolies or a dock or on a rock pile, there's too many 6+ pounders in here to let a 5-pounder win an hourly prize.
That's what your guides are saying.
They don't know shit. Really?
Yeah, they don't know anything about this lake at all.
They don't fish out here. I'm bucking the system here, so
that's fine. You can.
Okay, well, we'll find out. That's what's going to be interesting. I mean, so this is like so interesting that I'm actually I'm a spectator now.
Yep.
And I'm watching I'm going to be watching these guys and I'm emceeing, so all these guys are going to come across the stage. But I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to have at least a 5 to get a check. And I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be like that. I mean, you might get a check with a 3.5 pounder.
I've fished some of the Delta ones in the past, and I've seen checks get made with a 3.5 to 4 pound fish. Last checks,
But that's a
fish.
delta. This is Clear Lake.
I get it.
We're gonna find out. So
yeah,
you're
there's
all
a
gonna
lot
have
of
to watch.
5-pounders,
Stay
but there's
tuned.
a lot of 3s in this lake too.
But what's it gonna take? So Dana, what's your take? What do you think big fish is going to be this week?
I think, honestly, after interviewing, I think you won't see anything over 11. But I think, honestly,
Okay, listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there'll be anything over 11.
but I think
Okay,
the
so
big
how
fish is going to
often-
be something between 10 and 11 pounds.
Right.
I do think there's enough of them out there
That's Dale.
that you'll be able to. I think someone's going to find something. It's a 1-cast tournament.
I know, but just think about that. Like, how many places in the country can you say?
Not many.
I don't think it's going to take over 11.
I mean, honestly, dude, I know there's been a 15 caught this year.
Yeah, but
That clearly-
there's a couple 15s, a shitload of 10s and 11s.
Right, and
They
you
are
caught a
post-spawn.
12. What
Yeah,
was
I
your
caught
big one this year? 12 what?
12 and a quarter.
And that's your personal best.
Yeah, I bested by a quarter. You know what's interesting? So where I caught my PB this year was like literally 2 miles from where I caught my PB 30 years ago. So it's interesting. So apparently that's the big ones. All right, so back to sorry, we got sidetracked here.
It's all right. I think
But it's like-
it's going to be between 10 and 11 pounds, which is a massive fish.
It is.
Um,
It could be. I don't think it'll be less than something.
I agree with
That's there's you.
I
You're
agree with
gonna
you.
have 400 and I don't know what their final number is gonna be. So almost 500 fishing lines in the water for 7 hours a day. Somebody's going to like make one good cast, bad cast, something cast that's going to get thunk. And it's got it. There's too many 10-pounders in there. Well, spawners. But here, so this is interesting, and it just got my brain thing. So I caught some post spawn fish back in, I guess, late May. They were kind of neat. And somebody showed me a picture of like a, I don't know, it was like a 9 or a 10 they caught recently. It was so fat.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like, well, you're thinking post spawn fish are always leaner. Dude, these fish on Clear Lake right now, they're that long and they're like this.
Nathan told me in the last 2 weeks he's caught a couple of 25 inchers that didn't quite weigh 8 pounds because they're post spawn.
And that's more abnormal on this lake.
There's
A
shad
23
spawn.
incher that weighs 10, 11 pounds.
And that's especially that right now you have a shad spawn. And what Paul pointed out is that you've got 2 to 3 inch shad up in the water column, and your 4 to 6 inch shad are spawning below them. And so there's a chance that you're going to see those.
See, that's
rock-pile
overthinking
fish.
shit right there.
That's what they do.
That's right. We got Dave from Clear Lake Outdoors here now. Look at him.
He said an 11.5 was going to win it. That's what
11 and a
Nathan
half.
told me.
I have no idea. I really,
That's the
I don't.
great thing about fishing.
Well, I hope it's a 10 plus, and I just know that I'm going to be happy to hand the keys over to some win that fully rigged boat this weekend, and it's going to be life changing for somebody. And not only are they going to have fun this week, they're going to drive home, or somebody's going to have to drive a tow a boat home for them. But
Yeah.
because they might already have a boat. How do I get the second boat home?
Ken brought up that Stan Vandenberg's going to be making phone calls to make sure somebody's insured to be able to get a boat home.
I think Ken can tow the boat down to anywhere that our local ranger rep should be able to tow anywhere they need to go.
Correct. Absolutely. I just, to see this here, just me, my career started out here. I fished many tournaments here as a co-angler, obviously. I helped run tournaments here. To see this open again and to see you, one of my dearest friends, representing bass fishing to Konocti Harbor Resort. I mean, you sold them this. And who knows how many room nights they're going to get, hopefully a bunch. But this many people coming back in here to see this, I guarantee you more's coming. And once again, Skeet Reese is part of it.
Well,
creating.
Thank you.
And,
So
I mean, dude, honestly, I mean,
I don't know, but all right. So people like, well, I mean, I don't know who all's watching, where y'all from. Hopefully, there's all over the country, but this gentleman right here has been, Dan O'Sullivan has been one of my biggest supporters for 25 years. And I want to say thank you for being there, having my back, from winning the classic to, you know, being there for my family in so many different situations over these years. So I want to say thank you.
You're a brother.
Don't cry.
I'm gonna.
You're
I'm like
cry.
you. I'm
That's
gonna cry.
Make me freaking cry.
I'm and this is me to you. I don't have the career I have without you and your family. I may have gotten there eventually, but two people in my life professionally, Mark Jeffries and Skeet Reese, Kim and the girls, opened doors for me. And I will never forget. And I'm just proud to be here to with this company, putting your heart, your soul, your family stepping in behind you to make this happen. I fish the rods. And I'd tell you if I didn't like something, because you know me.
Well, I
they're
just tell you
great.
shut up. So
Yeah, you would, and that's okay. You'd be allowed, but they're great. They are some of the finest feeling things I've ever had in my hand. And I'm proud to see what you've done. We talked about this a year ago. Doing writing for Reese Fishing, we talked about maybe doing some sort of a tournament. And 9 months ago, I'm going to do it. And here we are.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Two grown men crying in front of camera.
We're wuss.
Got legends in the audience.
Legends in the making.
Yeah, there is legends in the making. So, but
Yeah.
anyways, this has been a pleasure. So all of you that have tuned in, stayed on through this whole process, I want to say thank you for joining in tonight. And, you know, we didn't know what we were getting into. It's like, hey, let's just create a third event. Let's do some live streaming. We'll talk about Clear Lake fishing. So a bunch of competitors hopefully are listening to get some advice for how to fish this lake this weekend. And just talk about what we're doing. So anyways, I want to thank all of you for watching. Daniel, thank you for being here, putting this together. I got a ribeye steak that has been calling my name for about 45 minutes.
Go eat it.
And I'm going to go mow that sumbitch down.
I'll wrap this thing up for you.
Okay.
We're going to do some more live streaming, folks. Last hour of the tournament days, Saturday and Sunday, we will be able to the winner of the big fishes on a live stream on Skeet Reese platforms. We are going to put some videos out throughout the day over the 2 days of competition. We'll do some stuff from the registration dinner. Well, the banquet tomorrow night, it's a party. That's what it's going to be. Same thing from the mercantile. We're going to get some stuff. We got Tyler here. We got me here. We got Dave Appleton, who's going to do a big sizzle reel. I mean, this is an event, folks. The sponsors are behind it. Reese Fishing is behind it. Thank you. You put up with some Wi-Fi issues, and you're still here. And we thank you. We'll see you the rest of this week.
Appreciate y'all. Take care. Have a good night. Tight lines. Thanks, buddy.